What's going on, guys? Matt Weik, Weik Fitness. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. So today, what I want to do, I want to talk about you. And the topic is going to be, the knowledge that you have for supplementation, nutrition, because let's face it, over the years, consumers have gotten increasingly more knowledgeable about the things that they're putting in their body. And that's amazing because I think it's extremely important for them to understand what they're putting in their body, why they're putting it in their body, and what correct dosages should they be putting it in their body. So let's start with supplements for this episode. And I'll kind of go off on a tangent in a little bit as to the reason why I chose supplements. But let's face it, we're deficient in certain things. So, if you're very active, you're probably deficient in certain vitamins and minerals. That's why you want to take a good, high-quality multivitamin. Now, I recommend that everybody use a multivitamin. It doesn't have to be just people that are active. In fact, the people who might need it the most are the people who are inactive because they're probably not eating the right things either, which just spells disaster. So everyone, regardless if you're active, inactive, you sit on the couch all day or on a desk, on a wherever, versus 5, 6, 7 days a week hitting the gym. Either direction you go with this, you need to have a good multivitamin. So then you can kind of, dabble into things like protein powder. Well, why are you really using a protein powder? Are you using it because you're not getting enough protein during the day because you can't eat enough real food meals, from whole food sources? Your chicken, your steak, your beef, your fish, your pork, whatever the case may be. Okay, then maybe it's a good idea to use something like a protein powder, or maybe it's post-workout that you're really looking for that nutrition. So a liquid source of protein is going to get in your body and get shuttled out to the working muscles a lot faster than it would take to actually eat something where your body's going to have to digest it and then eventually shuttle it out to the working muscles. So a liquid protein source in the form of a protein powder is very advantageous post-workout. And then you have things like creatine. Why are you taking it? What are you trying to accomplish? Now, creatine, obviously it helps with recovery, it helps aid in strength, but creatine can, I'm not saying always will, it's very individualized from person to person on how their body responds to creatine. Some people will find that, they get extremely bloated. Now, you will have a little water retention with creatine because basically what it's doing is it's causing your cells and your muscles to, seep up water and fluid, which, can also help you look fuller in the long run as well, which is a good thing if you're trying to put on muscle mass or, gain size. But, the problem lies when you're just reading all these articles, you're, talking to your friends, and they're saying, oh, you need creatine, you need this product, you need that product, and you really don't understand why you're taking it. And then you're trying to figure out, okay, with creatine, some of them say that I have to megadose up front, where you're using 10 grams a day for a certain duration, usually around like a week, and then you go back down to a maintenance of 5 grams, which is where you'll stay on a day-to-day basis. Now, the problem with that is research has found that you don't need to necessarily have a loading phase up front when you start creatine. Your muscles will become saturated over time by using that maintenance 5 grams. Now, that's of monohydrate. And this is where things can get really interesting, but this is also where you guys can learn. There's a bunch of different types of creatine that are out there. You have creatine monohydrate, which, is literally the most studied supplement that's out there today. There's tons of research on it, tons of benefits on it. And, it's a product that I recommend that people use, primarily for if they're trying to put on size, they're trying to gain strength, they are active in the gym on, a regular basis, anywhere from, 3 to 5 days a week. It's, excuse me, it's very important, to replenish the ATP in your body. So, but the problem lies in if you don't understand the differences, and I'm just going to stay with creatine here just because, I did mention that there are so many different forms. With monohydrate, you need more because it's not the highest quality form of creatine that's out there. You have creatine CEE, you have creatine HCl. There's a whole bunch of different creatines that are available. There's different purities, different qualities. So that's where, you tend to have to do your due diligence and figure out what suits your needs. Some people use monohydrate and they get zero results from it. They're resistant in a sense. They're a non-responder to creatine monohydrate. And that's when they have to dabble into something like a CEE or a creatine HCl. But that's where things can get interesting. And also, I guess you can say you could waste your money in the same sense. Creatine monohydrate, a maintenance daily intake is 5 grams. When you're looking at something like a CEE or a creatine HCl, you could get anywhere from 2 to 3 grams and get the same amount, dosage and benefits that you would from 5 grams or even more of a creatine monohydrate. So you need to know the product that you're putting in your body so that you can properly utilize it so you're getting the most benefit, but you're also not wasting your money. So I don't care if you're looking for a vitamin D3 supplement, a fish oil supplement, B complex, a creatine, a protein, a fat burner, BCAA, an EAA, whatever. You can fill in the blank with whatever product you're thinking that you need. What I want you to do is do your due diligence. Do your research on it. Look for studies. Now look, I understand that studies can get extremely overwhelming. You're reading stuff and you're like, this is way over my head. There are a lot of great sites that are out there that, I hate to use the term, but I have to use it as well. It dumbs it down for you. Because reading all of the research jargon and when you dive deep into journals, it's enough to make your head spin. So if you just Google something or Yahoo or Bing or whatever search engine that you use, type in, let's go back to creatine supplement studies or creatine research, whatever you want to do, just find the search results. And you're going to find a ton of websites that have research that breaks it down into layman's terms. It's very simple to understand, but then it also has the research to back it up. So, if you find research that says for help with strength gains or to replenish ATP, utilizing creatine monohydrate at a dosage of 5 grams per day, usually there's a citation that will take you to, even a link, that will take you directly to the website so you can see the study and make sure that they're not BSing you. Because I'll be honest, there's a lot of people who will cite studies and make claims, and it's only partially true. Like maybe the tail end of what they're saying in a sentence is the part that's true. But they cite it because that's the part that's true. Meanwhile, the first half of the sentence is complete BS. So that's where I feel like if you don't want to waste your money, you truly need to understand the background, the ins and outs, the deep information for every single product that you're putting in your body. I mean, if somebody came up to you and said, hey, here's this great supplement, go ahead and take it. You'd probably want to know what it is, right? I mean, I know people who are on anabolics and they're using the black market to inject, and they're getting terrible results. They end up going to the doctor because they're having issues. It's the same thing with supplements. Obviously, you're on polar opposite sides of the spectrum here, anabolics and natural type of supplements. But it shares a common denominator of you're putting it in your body. So you should know what you're doing. And that's the problem with underground anabolics. You really don't know what you're putting in your body unless you test it, which is just going to cost you more money. So that's why a lot of people do the underground, because it's cheaper and they're just crossing their fingers hoping that nothing bad happens to them. But they really don't know what they're putting in their body. And that's dangerous. So that's the same thing that I'm saying here with natural supplements. You need to know what you're putting in your body. Even though they're natural, doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be beneficial for you in your instance. You could be on a certain type of medication, and it could interact with your medication by using a certain supplement. So, you should also consult with your physician, your doctor, and figure out if the supplements that you're looking to take are right for you. Don't just, jump on a website, oh, this looks good, this looks good, especially if you have underlying health conditions that, your doctor's watching. Maybe you have slightly elevated blood pressure, maybe your triglycerides are off, whatever the case, it doesn't matter. It's always a safe bet to talk to your doctor or some type of professional who understands not only your health, but supplements in general. Because I'll be honest, there are a lot of doctors out there that have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to exercise, nutrition, and supplementation. Absolutely no clue. They'll tell you, hey, you need to eat better. Hey, you need to exercise more. But they don't know jack about what they're talking about. Because that's not what they went to school for. They're not certified as a strength coach, a trainer, a nutritionist, a dietitian. They're a physician. So, it's still a good idea, though, to run it by them. If they don't know the answer, but they're trying to give you an answer, get a second opinion somewhere, especially if you have health conditions where you're unsure if your medication. Talk to your pharmacist. Your pharmacist should be able to help you. Now, that's assuming that you're on a medication, that you're going to a pharmacy to get your prescription. Talk to the pharmacist. Say, hey, will this medication interact with this supplement or these supplements? Take the list with you of the things that you're looking to take. Will there be any interactions? Am I okay taking this with this medication? If they say yes, go for it. Then you're in the clear. But again, it goes back to you need to know what you're putting in your body and what dosages. So if the bottle says take X, take X. Don't take XX. Don't double the dosage. Don't take, 1.5. Don't take 3. Don't take 4 doses at one time. Now, granted, I know a lot of people that use pre-workouts who it says take 1 scoop. What are they doing? They're taking 2 scoops, maybe 2.5, maybe 4 scoops. And that's probably why their adrenals are shot and they have to take that much, in terms of the stimulants that are in it to feel something. But at the end of the day, regardless if something is natural, you should still know what you're putting in your body. And that's really the only thing that I wanted to talk about today. There's just so much information out there on the internet. And yes, a lot of it is great information, but unfortunately, yes, a lot of it is also garbage. So, do your due diligence, do your research, talk to your doctor or your pharmacist, get information about, what you're looking to take, and go from there. But if you guys ever have any questions, you can always feel free to let me know. You can hit me up on social media at Weik Fitness. You can go over to the website, weikfitness.com. Just go to the contact tab, and then you just fill out the information, and it'll send an email out to us. But I would love your feedback on this. Or have you personally had something that you took in the past that you had a bad reaction to? And it was simply because you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do your homework. You really didn't know what you were getting into. Or maybe you're looking to take a supplement and you have some questions on it. Feel free to let me know. I'll answer any questions that I can. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not, prescribing or treating anything like that. I'm just here to be a wealth of knowledge and bring you guys value. So with that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube or on another platform as a podcast, do me a favor. Somewhere below this, there should be, a comment section or thing where you can like or thumbs up or subscribe. Do me a favor. If you enjoy this content, please do that because it helps get my information out there to more people. By all means, if you found this information helpful, you can always share it on any of the platforms. Everything that you're watching this on has a share button where, you can send it directly to someone. You can put on your social media. But I would love to help just spreading the word, getting the information out there, helping people understand the importance of understanding what you're actually putting in your body. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for your attention. It truly means a lot to me that you're here watching this or listening on a podcast. With that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys next week.